All right, guys, today we are going to talk about a fragrance from the house of Goldfield and Banks. You hear that? I got a 10 ml on my hands. Strap up. Let's go for that ride because I think this one is one that you guys have all kind of heard from or kind of heard about, but it's not on everybody's radar, and I think it probably should be. So strap up. Let's go for that ride. All right, welcome to the Scent Bubble. I'm your host for the evening. Hey, that bubble pop was trash. You guys can roast me in the comments. Today, from the house of Goldfield and Banks, we have Silky Woods. Cover my face. Can we get... What's the deal here? There we go. I apologize. Silky Woods, Goldfield and Banks. Still learning my camera. Bear with me. I'm trying my best. Silky Woods. What can I tell you about this fragrance? So far, what I can tell you about the brand is they seem to make very coastal, airy, luxury, casual fragrances. This got a 4 out of 5. In fact, I don't think I've seen a fragrance from the house that has under a 4 out of 5. 4.02 out of 5, 2,200 votes, great sample size, Oriental Spicy fragrance, unisex, and yeah, Australian brand. Let's dive right into this actually. Got this beautiful 10 ml travel. Beautiful atomizer for that travel spray. And this fragrance already is punching a lot heavier than Pacific Rock Moss and Bohemian Lime. Those are the, get a lot of sparkling vanilla and warm spices. This fragrance is already hitting more than the other fragrances. The other ones wore quite light and airy and fresh. This one wears more intimate and fancy. I get these creamy, warm woods, no pause. Yeah, sparkling, warm amber spice vanilla. It's almost approaching a very white champagne feel to this kind of chocolatey, sweet, not super chocolatey though, like a light milk chocolatey, honeyish, brown sugar cinnamon vibe. Almost like Killian's Angel Share without the cognac and a little bit more airy and a lot more amber. This is nice. Let's see what it's like on skin. It still has that traditional lightness of the Goldfield and Banks fragrances, so it feels more upscale casual. Doesn't really run into formal for me unless it's like some kind of weird formal casual, like a early evening date or something like that. But it's certainly a lot more intimate. This one definitely also doesn't feel as coastal and beach vibes. Maybe it's nighttime or the sun is setting and you're having dinner on the patio overlooking the water that's about a half a mile away. There's this like sparkling kind of like a sparkling vanilla amber cinnamon with almost like the tiniest like 5% brush of like a tobacco note. I'll be interested to seeing if that's in it. Yeah, I mean it's almost like a McDonald's version of kind of like something between a Nichon Ani, an Angel Share, but then the kicker is this creamy wood in the background. Let's switch screens and see what we're dealing with here. Saffron and Cinnamon, Ceylon Cinnamon. In the middle, Suede, Agarwood Oud, Madagascar Ylang-Ylang, Jasmine, Tahitian Vanilla, Australian Sandalwood, Tobacco Leaf, Musk and Olibanum. The saffron is this tiny sparkle on the fragrance. This fragrance is mostly kind of this vanilla Ylang-Ylang sandalwood tobacco musk. The opening has more of this up here I don't really get too much suede or oud. The opening is like all this saffron, cinnamon, and vanilla. The heart is really ylang-ylang, but it's so light. And this is like a perfect amount of ylang-ylang. Just dialed in to like 15-20%. It's still there. It's still in your face. But this tobacco-ish sandalwood vanilla dry down with just the tiniest remaining amounts of ylang-ylang and saffron in it, it goes from heavy to extremely light. Matter of fact, it's crazy. The dry down almost dries down exactly as light as Bohemian Lime and Pacific Rock Moss. Only a tiny bit heavier and fuller due to vanilla. I really feel like there's a lot of notes in Silky Woods that is taking it out of its silkiness, such as the saffron, the ylang-ylang, the sandalwood, the tobacco. A lot of conflicting notes here for me. They do smell good. Like, to put your mind around this for a second, let me see the longevity here. It's got to be moderate. Yeah. So it hits the same as all the other ones in terms of intensity. The opening feels like it's going to be really rich, but then it's not. Mercedes Club Black. What was this one again? I think Gator has this one. Jazz World. Yeah. Let's do this, guys. Let's summarize some things for you. So for me, this almost hits like Ibere from, and I haven't showed my review of that. It's coming, guys. The reason it's taken me a while to do my Zed Creators review is because I was waiting, just letting all the hype die down, and also because I'm going to review all three of them together. So it's a little bit different style of video. It takes me a little more work and effort. So just wait. It's coming. Ibere is coming. But this hits like a combination between Ibere and like not necessarily jazz club. It's like, this is, I'm going to name some fragrances that it kind of pushes me towards. It feels very much like the structure of it is Ibere, but like 1/3 of the intensity, an airy version of Ibere. But then the notes and accents on it push me a little bit towards jazz club and a little bit towards angel share. All of that sounds so interesting until you feel how light this fragrance becomes. In the opening, it feels substantial. It's rich. It's nice. It's like, oh, finally, you guys give me some intensity from this house. But then the dry down really gets to basically just some saffron and vanilla with this weird ylang-ylang twist. And I'm just not for it. I don't like what it dries down to. It feels confused. You know, it doesn't know what it wants to be. Is it a little bit of tobacco? Is it a little bit of musk? Is it a little bit of sandalwood? Is it a little bit of cinnamon? What is it? Ylang-ylang? Like, it almost dries down to a really singular vanilla with some kind of instant crush saffron sparkle on top. And it's not full-bodied anymore. I mean, it dries down as if it's trying to be Pacific Rock Moss or Bohemian Lime, where it's just like this light, airy weight. Let me say this. And I have to be critical of this house because people tout it. You know, so many people love it. And I get why. Because when you spray these fragrances, it's like, wow, this is fancy. But the dry downs are so buns. I mean, truthfully, this is an eau de parfum concentration, and it's hitting like a eau de cologne or an EDT. You know, it dries down very much glorified skin scenty. You know, this is low projection. I can't imagine more than 4 hours of longevity. You would benefit if you wore like a lotion or a cream with stuff like this. You know, if you're a chick and you're into layering oils and lotions and things like that, yeah, you can get away with this, you know, holding up for you. But the elements would destroy this fragrance. I strongly feel so far that though these fragrances are made with great ingredients, they're just not full-bodied. And even there's a such thing as being a light fragrance while still being full-bodied. And what I mean is that when you smell it, it feels like you're getting a fragrance. It doesn't feel like you're getting like an alcohol-free fragrance or a body mist or something like that. The weight of this is just very weightless, and it's spaced out and disjointed in the notes. Like there's stuff that sticks out, there's stuff hiding. It sucks because they're fancy and they're good blends. But the dry down really is laughable on all of these fragrances so far, to where it's like, well, yeah, it still smells good, but there's just no body to these. Not even a little bit of body, like slim chick, no curve, stick figure body on these fragrances. And for a vanilla dominant fragrance, I'm upset by that, because if we're dealing with vanillin and olibanum and ambroxan and stuff like that, like I should at least get performance, right? I hate to even give it this score, but I have to. It's an 8 out of 10. And if I could decimal it, it would be mid-7s, because the quality of the smell, not the quality of the ingredients, the quality of the smell punches entry-level niche. But the body of the fragrance is weaker than most designers. And so I'm conflicted, because I'm almost giving it an 8 by default, even though I so far would not purchase these bottles. I feel like they're cutting corners on making a fragrance that feels full. Even as a light, airy, fresh fragrance, I hate when, you know, independent brands and stuff give you a niche experience that only lasts an hour long, and then it just dries down to virtually anything you could pick up in the soap and body wash category, you know, with a tiny bit of, it's almost like you go to a restaurant, a really fancy restaurant, but you're so broke that you can only order the fries. So it's like you paid $15, $20 for some French fries just to say you ate there, but you didn't really get the experience. It's like these fragrances, and again, so far for context, at the recording of this video, we've done Silky Woods, Bohemian Lime, and Pacific Rock Moss, which honestly are probably the holy trinity of fragrances from that house. I know we have Sunset Hour and some of the other ones that are really popular as well, but we've hit some Titan, highly requested, highly touted fragrances from the house. They feel like they're giving you a tiny piece of luxury, but mostly stock designer level bodied juices. It's like they put, out of 100 ml, they gave you 10 ml of the real stuff and then 90 ml of the water. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I can't justify buying these even with the score that I'm giving it. Even just a traveler spray would kind of piss me off wearing it, because it's like, where did it go? My heart, in terms of like, I feel like just because you're niche doesn't mean like you should get brownie points and stuff. But again, I have to acknowledge the redeeming parts about this fragrance. But like, truthfully, if this was just me in my own room, I would smell this and be like, this is a 7 at best. You know, but politically, because of the niche attempt it's making and the composition and the theme of the brand, and it all is kind of cohesive, I know that you guys would wear something like this above a lot of designer brands. But like, think of the vanillas, like even Mercedes-Benz Club Black. I would buy a bottle of Club Black. I would not buy a bottle of this. I would buy a bottle of 1 million, Royal Elixir Parfum, name one. I would buy a bottle of what are some just designer vanillas? I mean, any of the vanilla musk, white florally, Gucci Guilty elixirs and stuff like that all day long. It just leaves a lot on the table with this. So it's really unfortunate because, man, I love the smell of Bohemian Lime, the Silky Woods and Pacific Rock Moss, but it just evaporates, and that's probably the biggest letdown of the brand. There's plenty of eau de colognes and eau de toilettes I don't mind that they evaporate, but at the price point of these, you know what I'm saying, which is north of $100, discounters sitting around 120, they probably retail closer to 200. I'm just not, it's like a rich person giving you their napkin, like just to say you hung out with a rich person. You know what I mean? It's just like, it's such a watered down attempt to bring you luxury. I just feel like they approached these wrong. Like, there's a way to feel airy and light, but still last longer. Like there's a difference between it lasting 3-4 hours in the real world, but at least in the 10-20 minute review that I'm giving, it's there, and I can tell you, like, this probably will only go like 3-4 hours strong, but like literally by the time I end these reviews, the fragrance is a skin scent and low projection of less than 1 to 2 feet. So I'm really uncomfortable with this. I shared my opinions. Again, this is, I think, any season, any reason for a fragrance like this. The style of DNA puts it in fall, winter, but the weight of it puts it any season, any reason. It is perfectly unisex. If you buy this or try this, wear a lotion, cocoa butter, shea butter. That'll accentuate the Silky Woods concept. Alternatives to this, Jazz from Fragrance World. Better interpretations of this, Ani, Jazz Club, Memoirs of a Trespasser, hopefully I said Ibere. Instant Crush is easily, in my mind, Instant Crush sticks out like a sore thumb. Like, that's easily better than this. And it smells almost just like it, less woody, but still that sparkling saffron-y vanillic experience. Baccarat, I mean, all that stuff just completely outclasses this in body. And if you want a lighter version of it that kind of hits with the lightness of this, just spray any of those fragrances one time and then go outside, air it out. I know I left some things out of this conversation, but if you try this fragrance, spray it 15 times. That's the only way it's going to last, or put a lotion with it. Again, this was Goldfield Banks Silky Woods, and I'll be quite honest with you, I'm a little disappointed just so far with the line because they have a lot of great stuff going for them, but they really need to go back into the lab and build these, if these are eau de parfum concentrates, right? They are. They need to make extraits of these, forget about the old ones, and let these be the new EDPs. Don't try to double dip and then sell extrait versions of these. The only thing I could argue a case for in these weak EDPs is for people who want skin scents, but even for skin scents, these don't feel full-bodied enough. Like, again, I'm getting tired, so I don't want to, beat a dead horse here, but this was Goldfield Banks Silky Woods, and it's man. It's I don't want to tarnish the brand. I really don't, because they have so much going for them, but I can't tell you to buy this. I just can't, even with the score that it had. If you get it for free, enjoy it. I'll try, layering with them and milking it and come back to you guys later with a concept video of how to make Goldfield Banks fragrances last longer, because they need to last longer and they need to pop more for how much work they put into the scent profiles. But anyways, like, comment, subscribe. More importantly, turn on that notification bell. Talk to me. I do talk back. If you're into fragrance content, I upload tons of videos. Like today, I uploaded like 7 videos. I uploaded 3 long form videos and 3 shorts and a buttload of community posts. And I do that pretty much every single day. So if you're into fragrance content of any kind, subscribe for like a week. It's free. See how you like it. I'm sure you'll stick around. Hey, listen, I got to go. But based on the algorithm and what you've been searching for on this channel, I'm going to throw some videos up that I think you'll be interested in. Let me know in the comments section, guys. Am I tripping about Goldfield Banks? I just, my voice, I really value my voice in this space in terms of being completely transparent and honest. I've tried all kinds of fragrances, old fragrances, historical fragrances, vintage fragrances, designer, independent, niche, clones, dupes, inspireds. Independent perfumers, I'm getting fragrances sent to me from, no-name perfumers who are trying stuff out and want to know my opinion. So I've tried all kind of stuff, and I always try to look at the glass half full and make light of what should, the redeeming qualities of a fragrance and all that. But I just really feel like so far I'm getting let down by this house because it's like they're teasing me with quality. They're not just giving me the buffet to eat from. There's, again, for reasons I explained in this video. Anyways, I need to go get some sleep. Hope you guys have a blessed rest of your week. Sound off in the comments if you disagree with me at all, because maybe this might be a polarizing review so far, because so far I've only kind of enjoyed this house. But we'll check out some other ones. Let me know in the comments which ones I should put my nose on. And until next time, be blessed. I'll talk to you soon.